build for this year's WrestleMania sucks. That has been the opinion of a lot of members of the WWE Universe as of late, as they feel like the road to this year's WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas has not been able to capture that same kind of magic that we had last year on the road to WrestleMania, that provided so many twists and turns and had us on the edge of our seat as we witnessed things that were honestly felt like they were being planned on the fly and as a pivot to the huge backlash that went down. Now, I feel like WWE is both at fault at this, but not at fault at this. They are not at fault at this for the simple reason of everything I just said. Last year's WrestleMania cannot be compared to this one just because of the fact of everything that happened. I mean, look at all that we had last year. We had the We Want Cody movement after the huge backlash of thinking Cody could potentially lose out on his WrestleMania main event after winning the Royal Rumble to The Rock. And then speaking of The Rock, he had his greatest character development, like honestly ever of his career, by becoming the final boss and providing moments that were even Attitude Era-esque and had us literally being like, what is actually going on? This is actual peak wrestling storylines. And then obviously the epic finale, WrestleMania 40, I got to be there live, Cody Rhodes finishing the story on night 2 against Roman Reigns with guys like Cena, The Undertaker, and even Seth Rollins being the shield for Cody Rhodes, all coming into play for Cody Rhodes to finally become champion. Now, like I said, WWE is not to blame for this, because if you try to compare the build for this year's Mania and last year's, you're going to ultimately be disappointed, because last year's was a very, very special case of it just being absolutely one of a kind, and we won't see a build like it, honestly, for a long time. We should be lucky that we were even able to see it the first time. Now, on the flip side of that, WWE is a little bit to blame for some of it, because they have not been able to live up to the expectations that were very high by the WWE Universe, as they expected, their match card to be a lot more prestige and WrestleMania-esque, and some of those matches don't look like they are happening, so people are understandably a little bit bummed out. As it stands, we have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. That is obviously going to be going down to WrestleMania, and on the flip side of that, it will be Night 1's main event, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk in a triple threat match for just pure hatred, let's be perfectly honest, because that's all it's about in this feud. But at the end of the day, I feel like these are the matches that they should stick with, and they should not, under any circumstances, change anything, because according to reports, they are actually thinking about possibly doing this triple threat of Cody, Cena, and Punk, all for the WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania, and on the flip side, Roman versus Seth as caused by the fans. And that is something they should not do, as it'll only just make things worse. Let's be honest, guys. We were all thrown for a loop when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. While I personally had no problem with it, I understand the sentiment of people not liking it, because ultimately, it's a match we saw a week prior with Gunther, and that match won't even end up being a main event of either night of WrestleMania with the caliber stars that we still have, like I just mentioned, the matches that are currently planned. But at the end of the day, it is happening. It is whatever. We shall deal with it, no matter what, whether you love it or hate it. But they, under no circumstances, should change it to Cody, Cena, Punk at WrestleMania, because of the simple fact that it looks like Cody Rhodes will be walking out of WrestleMania as WWE Champion. Remember, this is almost like WrestleMania 39 all over again. The Rock was the original plan for Roman Reigns in WrestleMania for WrestleMania LA movie, Bright Lights. It was all there. It was all going to happen. Finally, Roman versus Rock. But unfortunately, Rock couldn't do it, so Cody became the backup plan. He won the 2023 Royal Rumble, was going to go to WrestleMania, finish the story, and in shocking fashion for a lot of us, he actually lost. And that's because the original plan was for always Roman to leave Mania champion, we'll hit the 1,000 days, and then we'll run it back a year later, and obviously we saw what went down. I feel like this is a similar situation, as The Rock was the original game plan, but thanks to Moana 2 live action reshoots or whatever, Rock does not to be looking to be, despite some people still trying to cling on to hope, competing at this year's Mania to fight Cody Rhodes. So that's a whole disappointing thing for a lot of people. But now Cena versus Cody looks like the next best thing. At the end of the day, I feel Cena should be winning his 17th World Championship. But like I said, that probably won't end up happening, because the original plan looks to be what they're going to probably stick to, as they've done before with Triple H, and have Cody leave WrestleMania as a champion, probably drop it to like Drew McIntyre at like SummerSlam or something. So it's fine with that. You're going to make some people mad who want Cena to win 17, but it's just something that we dealt with. But if you change it to Cody, Cena, Punk, you will instantly be making a mistake. You will take not one part of the fan base, but two huge parts of the fan bases that will be rooting for both Cena or Punk to win. Punk because it's his first WrestleMania main event, they want him to win, and Cena because they want him to get number 17. And you'll have a mostly like 75% consensus of we want a new champion. So then they are all going to be enormously pissed when Cody Rhodes ends up leaving WrestleMania as the WWE champion. The best course of action is to stick with what you have now. Some people may be disappointed in how the build is going, but you can easily change that by just making people more excited for the match with how you build to it, and then the match themselves will be good. But under no circumstances should you falter and give us that triple threat, because it is not a good idea, and at the end of the day, it'll make people more upset at the end of WrestleMania. And honestly, unless a new champion is going to be crowned, don't change the match. If Cody's walking out as champion, then just leave it as Cody versus Cena. Cody wins. Cena fans can be mad, and then that's it. But don't make a scenario where you're going to take most of your fan base and make them upset online because of the fact that Cody Rhodes ends up winning the WWE Championship, retaining it against guys like Punk and Cena in the main event, who people are going to have a lot of cases for why they should win. Guys, thank you. This is another great Gabber Jabber video. I'm going to keep doing them, every week. And the road to WrestleMania, I personally think, is going to end up being better than what it is right now. And I still think it's WrestleMania. They're going to find a way, and it is going to be fantastic. Not the caliber of last year, just because by bias, and by legit fact, last year's WrestleMania 40 was absolutely incredible, arguably the greatest of all time. But I still have faith, and I feel like WrestleMania 41 will be one for the ages. So go on, guys. Get out of here. I am done. I will see you guys after SmackDown tomorrow. So go on. Get.